on, my brother?
What's going on? What's going on?
It's good to finally have you up in here.
What, a month in the making?
Yes, sir. It's been a while, but we took off. Holidays. We hadn't even done anything since.
Yeah, holidays, lives get busy.
Yeah, how was that for you guys?
I mean, Thanksgiving for me was interesting because I went to one family's and then the other families I didn't really get to go to. I had to kind of wait a day, so I missed it, if it makes sense. But all in all, I had a good time. Ate a lot, stayed fat, the use.
It was nice for you because you were off that Thursday and Friday.
Exactly.
I had to be up and be at work for Black Friday.
What about you? Nothing. You just chilled at the crib?
I went to my bro's house down the street.
See, there you go. You did something.
Yeah.
What, you worried about COVID or something, or what?
Everybody worried about COVID.
I'm not too worried about it. But I ain't saying don't believe in it. I'm just saying I ain't too worried about it. I ain't hitting my don't wear your mask. Don't do that kind of. I ain't on that level. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think I actually got it back in January. I feel like I did. I was sick.
I saw a report where they were saying that there was a good chance a lot of people caught it back in December of last year and didn't know it.
See, that's why I feel like, because I was like real sick back then. I think I missed time from work too, and then I came back to work 100%.
I don't even remember last year.
Well, I don't know what the hell you've been doing, but
Well,
2020 is consuming your soul.
They say don't look to the past, look to the future.
There you go.
True.
I saw this meme that Ryan Reynolds, I'm pretty sure it was Ryan Reynolds, he posted. It was like the devil dating some other chick, and he was just trying to find love, and they were like, best time to find love, and it said 2020 is this devil and this girl who said she was in hell, and it was like this whole commercial, and it was a love commercial for one of those companies. I don't know what it was, but it was funny as fuck.
It could be for his company, Mint Mobile.
Oh,
nah, it wasn't that.
Or is it Mint? I think.
Nah, it's Mint. It's Mint. I tried them.
Did you like it?
It's $15.
Okay, so it worked.
It worked.
I just remember the Fox. I was like, I think it's Mint Mobile.
Yeah.
Have you seen his commercials?
Mm-mm.
They're actually pretty funny.
No, it's the genius, most marketing boss move ever. Like, you're a celebrity and you own a network. You don't need anyone to promote you because everyone likes you. Yeah, exactly.
He's
Especially
got
him.
that, and he's got his aviation gin.
His drink?
Mm-hmm. I think it's aviation. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Fact check.
I don't drink, so I don't know, but
We just plugged him for free twice.
nah, he'll cut us a check. Ryan's pretty cool. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
He won't. Shit, I don't know. So we were talking a little bit about cancel culture and Dave Chappelle and whatnot. So my thing is, how you feel about cancel culture? Because you were saying something about woke, not broke. So what you mean by that? Are we not woke no more? We broke? What you mean?
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, woke will go get you broke.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
being woke will get you broke.
Oh, for sure, because you're going to get canceled.
I think the people who are woke don't get canceled, right? Or they do?
No, they do.
They do. 100%.
That's why, and where I first heard the phrase "go woke, go broke" was actually in a lot of these movies, like the Ghostbusters, where they went all female cast.
Oh, that movie bombed.
I didn't even watch it.
I didn't either.
I didn't either. I think that's such trash reviews. I just didn't have I think it was the same for Birds of Prey. I didn't see it, but it didn't do well.
I watched it. I watched it. It was actually okay.
I turned it off.
Really?
Yes.
I watched it with my girl. I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. I mean, it's Margot Robbie. You can't really turn her off.
I think I watched it when I was going to England, and I had to turn it, man. I think I fell asleep. I was
Damn,
like, I'd
was
rather
that
just
bad?
Oh, it was horrible.
It didn't get good reviews.
No.
It was all over the place.
I got one for you, though. What's that? What's it? Ocean's 13? The
There's
one where
so many
the
of
Rihanna
those
one?
The
The
Rihanna?
all-female one?
Oh,
I actually didn't mind that movie either.
I still haven't seen it.
No,
I haven't seen it.
I saw
but
it.
I know what you're talking about now.
I saw it. I actually didn't mind that movie. Sandra Bullock, Rihanna, and there was a few others. I don't remember who, but I just remember them. But it wasn't bad.
No, so, I mean, to really answer your question, though, about, like, going woke and going broke or cancel culture, it's just, like, if you're not in the arena of the people who have the voice, then you really can't say anything, especially if they don't like it. And, what's the point of having, freedom of speech or
Exactly.
just freedom of choice, being a human? Like, why can't I say what I like? I don't understand.
Did you see that shit that they did to Anne Hathaway, by the way?
Nah.
So she came out with a new movie where she plays a witch, fictional character.
Is this that new HBO Max movie
Mhm.
they're promoting like crazy?
Yeah, which is crazy because so she came out and apologized for being a witch and only having 3 fingers in the movie.
Wait, what?
Because someone said because she had limb deformities that it was like this huge thing, and so she had to apologize for it. That shit was crazy to me.
Well, it's just like what they did to Bryan Cranston in that movie he played with Kevin Hart, where Bryan Cranston was, I guess he was bedridden. He couldn't walk. So he had to be in a wheelchair or be in bed. And Kevin Hart was his caretaker. It was a comedy. And people,
I never saw a movie, but I remember seeing the previews for that.
people literally got upset and said Bryan Cranston should have been played by someone that actually had that instead of him being an actor and acting like he
That's
had.
what they said about it's either Scarlett Johansson or Halle Berry. Like they wanted to be a trans person. They were like, no, you're not really trans, so you can't do it. So they apologized and didn't do the movie. It's like, you don't think people would get more attention if you had like a big name celebrity to do your movie?
So what you're saying is Tropic Thunder cannot come back out again.
Hell no.
Dude, if that was made today.
Hell no. That would be so much. Bro, Drake couldn't even do blackface. He got canceled by Pusha T. And he's black. So he couldn't even do nothing. So there's no way. But I literally can't wrap my head around how they made Anne Hathaway apologize for being someone who's not even like anything real and having 3 fingers. They made her apologize. That shit's crazy to me.
Well, it makes it seem like they're taking away the art of acting.
They literally are. That's actually one thing that I hate. I don't know if I talked about this before on here, but they have now a special thing of requirements that you have to make to be able to win an Oscar.
Yes. Yeah.
It's trash. You never heard of that?
Nah.
Yeah.
So you have to have, if you want to win an Oscar, there's certain things. So you have to have like a person who is multi-flag, which is either gay, trans. You have to have someone who's Hispanic. You have to have someone who's black. And there's like
either on screen or behind the scenes.
I think it's on screen.
No, I read it.
Oh, okay.
Because there was another article that just came out here recently about Andy Samberg. You know who that is?
Mm-hmm. He's the one who did
Brooklyn
cop
Nine-Nine.
show.
Yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And he basically told people that if you think these new guidelines are strict, you're stupid, is basically what he said. But basically it broke it down. It's like 30% of the cast had to be at least
something else.
Yeah, a person of color or gay, lesbian, whatever, LGBTQ, to meet their requirements to win an Oscar.
And that's crazy.
Well, so it's funny you guys are bringing that up. I had no idea, by the way. So our last class, I'm going to talk, most of my experience is going to be in school right now, so I'm going to bring up a lot of school stuff. We did this diversity and inclusion training, and what we found out or what we were talking about is that diverse businesses or diverse just entities actually create more value in the long run than having kind of like just the same old, the vanilla, the white bread. So just that means plain, nothing else. So
don't come on here with that speech now, that hate speech.
Nah. So so pretty much what it's saying though is because everyone's having a different background, you're just getting more depth when you're coming from different angles. So it's also trying to promote the inclusion as well, because there's always been those ceilings and those barriers just for people in general. I mean, we've all faced it. It's kind of getting reversed now. I'm gonna say this, I'm sorry guys, but it's getting reversed for guys right now.
For real women too, almost. They're losing roles.
Oh yeah. Yes, but
in the acting role, I don't know about anything else, but
yeah. So it's. I mean, it makes sense, and I mean, I guess for some people they might look at it and say, "Oh, why are they doing that?" But I don't think they're trying to promote it to say, you need to have all these requirements because this is what we want because they deserve it. It's more of a saying, no, this is what the world is. Like you need to wake up to the world and wake up for what we represent. And this is where we live at. We're a huge melting pot.
My thing is, I don't mind, and I have nothing against anyone who's trans, gay, whatever, but it shouldn't be a requirement in the film. So you mean tell me if I make a film that's like a masterpiece, like let's say for instance like I Am Legend, that was a great movie. It's just Will Smith basically the whole movie. You mean tell me I have to have someone on that staff in order for that to win an Oscar or something? That's just crazy to me. To change how my movie is to get that. It's just wild to me. And like you see how they include it in a lot of different like Marvel movies even now and all kind of stuff. I'm not saying that don't have it. That's cool, whatever. I don't care. Like And like some of these actual characters actually have like a background of that being like what it was.
Right.
So I don't have a mind, but stick to like what it is.
And not make it.
Yeah, just don't like change stuff just because you want to include this and make it be different. Like if I want to masterpiece, like there's movies over in Russia that get made and they can't make them a certain way because communist rule, or in China communist rule. So it's like that's why these filmmakers come to America, so they can do that. So it's like, why make me not be able to make my film the way it is, and then I miss out on the opportunity just because I didn't include this.
I was watching this movie with Will Ferrell. What's it called? Eurovision.
Mm-hmm.
And the running joke in there is because they're talking about that main guy who's like, I forget his name, but he's like the celeb, famous singer, judge. Like everyone wants to be there with him, and he's from Russia. And so like the joke is like, there is no LGBTQ in Russia. Like that doesn't exist. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Everyone there is, everyone's straight. Like that was the running joke. And so yeah, it's real. So I mean, it's like kudos to America at the same time though.
I mean, that's cool. Yeah, you want to include everyone. I just don't like people getting canceled because they don't include someone. That doesn't make them like, I hate you because I don't say that. Like there's people on Twitter. What's that chick's name? Gina Carano from The Mandalorian. Have you seen that show?
Yes, I watched that. Yes.
They light her up because she won't put her pronouns in her Twitter file if she's a she or a they or any of that. Yeah, they light her up for that.
Yep. Now, see, that's the opposite of what we're talking about. So I think that's the part where I'm saying you go woke or go broke. Like that's the part where it's going too far. Like, nah, you should. If you want to have your choice or have your voice, then cool, have it. But don't force everyone else to conform to you. Like
that's what I'm saying with the requirement thing, though. Oh, you got to have this to make sure that you get an Oscar.
I was looking at that at more of like a business, but I could see like from the other side of saying like, well, if you want an Oscar, but then at the same time, the Oscars is the embodiment of the Hollywood industry. Mm-hmm. So, but look at what's happening to music and how all the artists are coming out talking about how the Grammys is whack.
They've been talking about that for the longest time. This fool Eminem, I think, has won like 20 Grammys or something like that, and he's never gone to collect a reward for any of it.
Wow.
Or maybe it was something else. Maybe it was AMAs, but it was some award from some show. I want to say it was the Grammys, but he's never gone to actually collect it. And he's won tons from there, and he's like, nah, I don't like them.
I mean, I think it's at the point. I mean, there's some interesting things going on in the entertainment and music space, especially when you have a lot of artists who have had a lot of time to collect money. They got enough money. I mean, if you really think about how much these music companies are worth and how much some of these artists are worth, also, a lot of these artists can get together and buy these music companies, or they have enough money to actually just create their own. And that's actually kind of the path that you're starting to see get laid out.
Actually, the sad part is a lot of them actually don't, because they don't own their own masters. So all the money that they really make is not that much. Yeah, they make most of their money from touring.
Well, yeah,
and then they blow it all on Diddy ass shit or cars or whatever they want to do.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff, yes.
Yeah. So,
but how do you feel about Kanye talking about he's gonna buy Universal? I think that's what he said, right?
I haven't heard that.
He can try, but I doubt it. I know that he's been trying to get on the board of Adidas, though. He's like, I'm wearing Nikes until they put me on the board.
Dang, he's just going to war with everyone. First, he didn't want LV because LV didn't want to put him on full time, and they signed his boy Virgil. Mm-hmm. Then he was mad at Nike because of the same thing, and then
he was mad at Nike too because they wouldn't give him royalties on his shoes, and they wouldn't let him have the final say. So that's why he went to Adidas.
Nike messed up.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they messed up big time.
Yeah.
Speaking of like stocks and stuff, I know we were talking about that before. Gap stock went up just because he signed on us. I'm gonna do a clothing brand from him.
Man, it's interesting how it's good that people are getting paid for more value. Mm-hmm. I mean, but it's still fractional if you really think about it.
Yeah, well, he's made billions because he lost money. He was in the negative.
What, 40, when them 60?
Shoes, I think he was in debt $13 million.
That's it.
Yeah. That's well, I mean, from having all that money he did have to be in debt $13 million. Is huge, but that's why I was saying like most rappers and artists go through that because they don't own the masters. He's trying to own his masters. That's why he's trying to buy Universal. He's like, I'll just buy y'all then. He's got the money though. Yes. So if they decide to sell it to him, that'd be crazy because then he'll own all those people's. And then I wonder if he's just like, oh, I'll give you your masters.
Well, let's see how far this diversity and inclusion goes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. What if he became president for real? Would you vote for Kanye?
Yes.
You would?
I mean, I think people really sleep. Nah, for real. Just think about it this way. Like,
I'm not laughing because you would vote for him. Because I mean, he says some things that I like, but he's just kind of. But go ahead. Let me know.
I mean, I think really what it is, it's the same thing though. So this kind of goes to I think Kanye was the first experiment of, can the media point a narrative and people believe it? So I don't think Kanye is actually crazy. You can disagree to disagree or agree, however you want to say it.
I would say he's eccentric. I wouldn't say he's crazy.
Well,
but most brilliant people are.
What is crazy though? So that would be the question, because my brother used to work in, the psych ward, and he would see a lot of crazy people. And he would tell me, calling them crazy may be even something that's offensive nowadays. I don't know. But he would just kind of explain to me like the different things people have going on. Like at one point, they'll be normal as hell. And then it just out of nowhere, it just falls off and they just become like someone different. And that's just because of chemical imbalance. So what is crazy? If we're going to say it's that chemical imbalance, and then, how he goes on his symphonies and then he just drops off and becomes something different and then goes back. I mean, if that's crazy, then I would say he is technically, clinically crazy, but
I don't know, because you can consider that mood swings.
Yeah, but I mean, do you want someone in the White House who has a mood swing when it's something serious? Like, these people here just attacked here. We need to make a decision, Mr. President. And he's like, yeah, we can do that. And then no, let's go hug him.
So,
what
do we have going on right now then?
I mean, it's a little different. So
you don't think Trump has mood swings?
Oh, Trump, I don't think has mood swings. I think he doesn't know how to talk.
Oh no, 1,000%. I mean, but let me go back to Kanye real quick, and then we can go to Trump. Then we can go back to some more mood swings, because you had a layup right there. Like I was like, you know what's about to happen, right? You see Biden's picks, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Hey, okay. So Kanye, I would vote for him, because people really sleep on how much impact he's had on the whole entire world. Like, the dude's a billionaire for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be crazy by coincidence and then also be a billionaire. The dude literally changed music. He literally changed fashion. He literally changed art. He literally changed culture of the whole entire world. And now he's trying to put everyone back on spirituality. Whatever your spirituality is, at least it's like he's trying to do positive impact at the end of the day. So, I mean, I think maybe he has the same problem as Trump, where he just doesn't know how to talk.
And I can see that.
But honestly, if it's like, dude, I don't care. I don't need you to talk. Just like, you have a track record.
But you do need the president to talk. Well, shit, maybe
not. Not on everything.
Shit, maybe not.
And see, that's where I think over the years things have kind of gone astray. We attribute more power to the president than what they actually have.
I mean, I guess we've always done that, though. We've always looked at him as like the ruler of the free world, in a sense.
But it's not.
But
I know he's not. But that's just how we've always.
That's
looked
always
at it.
the title, and I think over time, people have attributed. Well, he should just, for example, like going to coronavirus real quick, like Biden saying, well, he's going to mandate masks for the whole country. You can't do that. Even though he's president, he can't legally do that.
Executive order.
That's what I'm saying. The executive order, which shouldn't be there, but
state of emergency.
Yeah, you could do that, and then you open up a whole another can of worms.
I mean, I really feel like Trump just kind of capitalized on Obama. Like, Obama was the first one to really just start doing all these.
Well, he wasn't the first one to do executive orders, but he was the first one to do like a bunch of them.
Yeah, he did a lot.
And like known, like vocally known. Like, he's like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
And do you know how many pardons this dude gave too?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's like 100. You might want to fact
check. You talking about
Trump
or Obama?
Obama.
Yeah, but Trump did too. Trump did a lot of pardons too.
Not on the same scale.
Oh, not on the same scale, no, for sure.
Yeah, Obama did like all of his like last 2 days. He's like, all right, here you go, guys.
And I think that's the issue, is over time, each president's kind of took that power because they did at that time, and it's snowballed down.
They saw
doesn't make it right.
It's not right, because you're supposed to go through the 3 branches of government.
And the whole idea of the federal government was just to kind of regulate the main necessities. That's why it's the United States, because the states are still supposed to have their sovereignty within reason. And so that's where I think they attribute too much power at times to the president.
Oh, no, for sure. I mean, I think this is the first year that people are actually starting to vote for the right people, which is their senators and congressmen or women.
That's what I always do.
And it's like, I honestly, when I break it down to people, because I'll be like, hey, you know that for us, the president's job, even though he's the CEO of of America. He's really just the face of America and handling international business. Like that's all he's supposed to really be doing. Your governors and your congressmen and your House representatives and senators, they're supposed to be taking care of you. Like, oh, you got a problem with your streets? You got a problem with homelessness? You got a problem with this? You need to go call them. Don't complain to the president. You go complain to them.
This is what I always tell like people that I know, because everyone gets mad because I'll say that I'm not voting for the president because I don't. I really don't care to vote for either one. I just vote for like my local stuff. Like,
I mean,
that's where you see
that's where all the most change. Exactly.
It is.
That's where I'm at a point in my life. Like, I don't care if this president's this or this president's that because they're not going to really change anything. It's all about this. Now they have sway. Like if more Republicans get put in the House and Senate, then you have sway if you have a Republican president that's going to do things one way. But with this executive order shit, it really doesn't matter anymore.
And see, that's where I say it's kind of over the time, it's just crossing the line where they abuse that power of, oh, well, I can just executive order. And yeah.
Trump literally did Senator Palpatine off of Star Wars.
I can see that.
He's the supreme chancellor leader. We don't even know what's about to happen with the election.
That's the thing that's weird to me. I wonder, like, once it comes out to his team that they for sure lost, does he then step down peacefully? Does he want to like stay in the mind? Because God, I can't remember who it was. One of the generals was like, "Oh, we're preparing like if it's gonna be if President Trump already won." So it's almost sounding like he's not gonna just leave. I just don't see how that happens though.
You said
no, he'll leave.
One of the things you just said though was like if he like if it comes out that he lost, I'm pretty sure he'll leave.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
But
I'm on the side of saying he will, but at the same time, I don't know, because if you look at all the moves he's making, what do you do? Like if you want basically in a coup, you fire off all these other people who can kind of stop you, and he's been doing that, and then just putting these other people in place, all these generals and stuff that just agree, and then oh no, you really won.
I mean, I feel like
it's probably tough in America, but at the same time, it doesn't
work like that.
It's a dangerous.
That's how any place fumbles.
It's a dangerous.
Any dictator area you'll see that have elections, they fire other people that don't agree with them and hire other people in place.
So what people are you talking about?
Certain sense. I mean, I don't know. He's
fired
fired
like the head of the CIA that he fired.
Yeah, but who else did he fire? He fired a few like elected officials or something like that.
But even if it was to be contested, which is what they're trying to do in the legal sense, is not for a coup. It's what they're trying to do is force it to go to the Senate and the House actually vote for. What they're trying to do is, so they're trying to say in Georgia, they're trying to basically go and say, look, because of all the fraud, you can't certify this state.
But who was it? Their leader in something said that they have found no fraud in any of these states.
Attorney General Barr Attorney
General, yeah, their Attorney General.
William Barr came out and said that, but he hasn't investigated anything.
He said, we have not found fraud up until this point. Like, so the devil in politics is all about the details.
Very true.
And I'm glad that Zach is talking about it the way that he is, because like it gives a good opening to be able to talk about what's really going on. And when we was talking about the cancel culture, woke, and when I said Kanye was the first experiment for the media to do this whole, are you going to believe what Kanye says? Or if you say about Kanye he's crazy, this is the same exact thing. Most people, I talk to people about this all day long. Like I come with the bias, like a neutral, non-biased opinion about what's going on. Most people do not know about both sides. So they only watch CNN, MSNBC, ABC, and whatever else. And then if you tell them you watch Fox, they're like, oh, okay, get out of here, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, get out of here, right? So then what a lot of people don't know is the election is not even certified.
Nope.
A lot of people are like, oh, Joe Biden's president-elect. No, he's not. He's officially not president-elect, not close, nowhere near. Like when they said that, they were just like, oh, come on, guys, let's get up in here. Like that's literally what he did. But a lot of people don't know there's like almost 4 steps to get to you are the president-elect, and we're at step 2. We might be at step 3 right now, but from the most part, we was always at step 1 and step 2. And it's, okay, a lot of stuff that's going on that's not being talked about. Why were all the okay, let me go back even further. 2018, Trump plays 4D chess, by the way. I'm going to put it like that. 2018, Trump signed an executive order saying that there could be zero foreign interference with the election. And all that really saying is that everything has to be done within the borders of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So all those companies for the Dominion servers and whatnot being overseas, that technically falls into the category of like, well, we can't count that because your servers were connected overseas because it's not in the United States. All the stuff about the machine, nothing to do with the United States. Like, there's just so much stuff that people are not talking about. It's like, hey, if you just let people decide, like, hey, news people, just shut your mouth. Yep. Just watch this. You tell me what you think. Like, but they don't do that. Right. So it's not even
because each one's biased to their own side now.
Exactly.
Because there's no real journalism anymore. It's just whoever owns the company says you're going to say this or you're not going to work here.
Man. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And you know how that happened though, right?
Tell me.
Me Too.
Yeah. Okay.
That's exactly how it started. So the whole Me Too thing, where all those high profile news anchors started getting in trouble, and then the companies started like paying those people out, and they started ousting them. So it doesn't matter like who's that dude? Dang, he was gonna pay like millions and millions of dollars, like
Matt
every
Lauer?
single. What's his name?
Matt Lauer.
Oh, I forgot Matt Lauer got it happen too.
That was on, but that's he was on ABC. But you're not talking about him though. You're talking about old boy from.
It was the first dude. It was the very first one. It was the very first one. He had like 14 allegations, then 21 allegations.
He's talking about.
This is before the Cosbys and all this stuff.
Talking about Harvey Weinstein.
No, it was before that, man.
This is a news anchor.
News anchor.
And now he has his own independent show.
Talking about Pat Riley.
Is that it?
Or he was on Fox.
Yeah,
it was a dude from Fox though.
I think it's not Pat Riley. I don't remember his name.
It is the Riley Report though.
Yeah,
it is.
O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly. Yeah. So
Pat Riley, he's a basketball coach or something.
Who? Pat Riley? Oh yeah, he's the owner of the Heat.
Yeah, sorry, but
or general manager.
Yeah,
too, but
I know who you're talking about. Now he's on Blaze TV or something.
Right, but he got canceled. But really, what happened is the whole Me Too movement literally started this whole snowball effect to where we're getting at now. To just it's really like, okay, well, we don't want to deal with you. You can't work here. You got to say what we need you to say. You need to do it this way. You need to do it that way. And then it just kept going more and more and more. And it's to a point where it's literally out of control. It's out of control where
it's because where does it end? Once you start one way, you can't stop that ball from rolling.
I don't know.
Because everything is, I'm offended. I'm offended that you think I'm white even though I'm really black. Right?
I know, right?
So, and I just want to clarify real quick, going back just a little bit on the Trump, what he's doing in the legal system. What he's trying to do in Pennsylvania is if they can go to the House and say, well, they're going to take the electoral vote away from Pennsylvania by saying that there's so much fraud they can't call their election for their state, which then forces it to go to the House, and the House votes for it.
Yep.
And who is mainly in the House?
That's the point.
See what I'm saying?
That's the point.
That's
40
like,
chess.
That's kind of like saying, okay, well, the people don't decide.
But that's their job.
Yeah, it does.
It's their job, though.
People still elect the people that go to the House. They're still representing the people.
But whoever owns the spot on that seat or whatever, even for Pennsylvania, if you want it to go toward the electoral, they don't have to say, okay, well, most people voted this way. I can pick however I want because it was so close or not so close, and I can kind of go the option I want to go.
But exactly,
the whole thing that hinges on that.
It's almost rigged.
If there's allegations of fraud, is it not already rigged?
There's always going to be some sense, oh, these dead people voted. I mean, that's always been in since the beginning of time. So do we go back and just go, okay, well, this person wasn't actually president. Al Gore was actually president, not Bush. I mean, his brother fucking cheated for him. Do we go through all that?
No, because it's done. It's over with.
Yeah, we don't go to the past. We just go to the future.
We only go to the past if it's something for like the woke culture.
Yeah.
For example, like they're trying to cancel John Wayne because of an interview he did in Playboy.
Didn't they cancel it wasn't John Wayne, that other dude, that other old cowboy guy, Clint Eastwood?
No, he's still making movies. They
I haven't heard
canceled him?
anything about that.
No, or was it John Wayne?
I think it was John
Wayne.
Wayne.
It was just John Wayne.
Because Clint Eastwood's still doing movies.
They were trying to take that because they got, what is it? There's some airport that has a John Wayne statue. They're trying to take it.
He also said, I thought it was because he said some racist stuff.
Yeah, he did.
People were racist back then. What do you want? Like, come on.
He did an interview in Playboy and was. I'm not saying what he said was right. I'm just saying
I don't know what he said.
Dude's dead.
Oh.
And you're going back now and going, oh, well, he said this.
Well, that's like taking down all the statues and all that stuff too.
I mean,
and erasing history.
I'm just going to hint at it. I'm never going to say it on this podcast, but I mean, obviously you can infer, but who's the people going back in the past? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I bring up all that about the Pennsylvania thing. It's to me that's not a coup.
Well, hold on. Let me because this is just on my head and I don't want to lose it. So we're talking about people getting canceled over it. There was some kid. I know y'all don't know sports, but there was some kid who just got drafted on a hockey team, and something that he said back in middle school.
Yeah, like what 6-7 years ago.
Got it. No, it was longer than that. It was probably 9-10 years ago. Got him cut from the team.
And see, that makes no sense.
He was like probably like 14 years old.
Opinions, thoughts change as you get older because you evolve as a human being.
Just imagine all these kids with Facebooks and book faces and Snapchats and all that stuff. And just if there's anything saved from when they were young, just anything like, I don't like America. You're screwed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to go
that
back.
actually might be a good thing today.
Guess who deleted all his social media?
Who, you?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure someone can
what?
still find something.
I haven't had a Facebook or anything for a long time.
Yeah, I'm at least 5 years into it.
I got the stuff, but
Yeah.
I got the stuff, but just for the show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's good for
But who knows? I'll probably have something old on there. They'll probably bring it up and they'll be
Yeah.
like, you said you hate fat people. You can't be fat anymore or something crazy. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
What's crazy is my fiance texted me a picture today. She was on Facebook, and it literally had a picture of me. It said, as a people that she might know.
No.
I was like, I haven't had Facebook in like 5 years. Why did this all of a sudden just pop up into her thing? It's so weird to me.
Algorithms.
You pop up on mine all the time. You pop up on mine all the time.
Really?
See, you're known, brother.
See, and I deactivated that thing. I don't even know how long ago. And that just blows my mind.
I'm going to look you up now. I'm going to find you. I'm going to find that picture where you pointing at the Red Bull and they're going to cancel your ass for Red Bull, boy. You can't be pointing at the bull like that.
What?
You don't remember that picture we took a long time ago?
Nah.
So
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing bad, though, first of all. He was literally just pointing at a car that had
in
a
the
Red
parking
Bull
lot.
sticker on it.
Hey,
yeah.
but we finessed them out of some cases, right?
Yes, we did.
All right, that's all that matters.
No,
man.
we didn't do that. The hell you talking about? We
No,
asked.
they sponsored us. They
There you
said,
go.
"Hey, you guys look like some hard workers, and we want to support you while you're at working
Boom.
because you're working these long hours."
Yeah.
And so we said, "Thank you."
And it gave us some energy.
And yeah, we got it for the whole store.
Yep.
But I kept it.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. But go back to what you're saying about Pennsylvania. I'm sorry. That
To me, none of this signals that Trump is trying to stage a coup. This is all illegal. Like, this is legal. Everything he's doing is legal.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but
He doesn't care.
isn't everything technically legal?
No.
If you can find loopholes in certain
No.
parts of the system because the system's not right.
No.
Yeah, I don't know, brother.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the law does.
I mean, because executive orders technically aren't legal, but they're technically not illegal either.
So
So the executive order that you said he signed,
I'm not saying it's not a good look.
I know so the rules don't say that you can't do it. So
I forget the
it's
exact
not wrong.
word. It's something election. It's
But I just don't
but
want
it's
to.
an actual thing that you can pursue. It's a challenge.
I just don't want to hear people on the right say, "Oh well, Obama did these executive orders, so it's okay," and then people on the left are like, "Well, no, I don't want to hear them saying, no, well, no, it's not cool," and then accept it because Obama did it, not the other way. It's got to be right in the middle.
No, and I agree. That's why I say it's not a good look, because if you were to pursue this, which he is pursuing this, and he has in a lot of ways a legal path to victory.
We'll see.
Multiple.
I think it's over.
multiple. I'm just excited to see 4D chess play out. That's all. I like that. What's that? What's it called? The end game. What's any
Avengers
movie?
Endgame?
No, not even. Oh, that movie too. When they was like, oh, let's go back in time and let's figure this stuff out, and we're gonna go. That's what I like. I like stuff like that. When people are just they use their brain and they smart and they're creative to figure how to win. That's what I like. So.
But
I'm not saying yay Trump. I'm just saying
locking someone up legally, even though they didn't do anything wrong, is still a thing. And do we say yay because they won that? Because technically, through the justice system, they legally were able to catch them on something, even though the other side couldn't prove it because something was missing, and that person could have actually been innocent. And then they spend 30 years in jail, and then lo and behold, this witness comes out and goes, "You know what? I actually lied about that one day. I want to tell the truth now." And then they finally get out. But that whole 30 years he's in jail, he can't get that back.
No.
So is it still fair in that sense? And I know that's kind of way left field. I'm just thinking I'm having my symphonies right now.
It's not a perfect world, so there's always going to be something where stuff doesn't play out right.
And that just goes out for me. That's why I said you can be right on either way.
And I get what you're saying, but
I know Kamala. I mean, I don't like Kamala.
And where I guess where I'm coming from is
how she drop out the race? I'm just saying.
I don't know.
My thing about it is the media called it and said,
so quick.
Yeah,
but they were just going based off the popular vote in that area. And
in normal times, there's usually such a huge margin that they're pretty much spot on. This is just not one of those cases.
There's too many irregularities.
Too many. Do you think that, I guess, with the Trump side, do you think that you feel like the fraud part was them because they what?
You could speak. You don't have to label me as the Trump side.
I'm not labeling you as the Trump side. I'm asking you a question about the Trump side.
Oh, okay. You want my interpretation of the Trump side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Of course. Go ahead.
Trump side or Biden side or whoever.
Thank you. Like
I don't care for
biased.
either. So I don't give a damn who wins. To be honest, I can say I don't care.
Black Panthers up in here.
Hey, I don't care who wins.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
But I support Black Panthers.
All right.
Brother Malcolm X anyway.
But chat, but okay.
Okay, him too. He's cool too. Yep, for sure. We had a whole show about that.
What's your question about?
But
Trump
anyways, do you think that the fraud side to them is coming because they allowed those ballots in after, or because they're saying that most of those ballots should be considered fraud, even though they could be legal? Like they could have been actual people letting them in, and they just got there late, kind of thing. Because they had a thing in those states to set up like we might receive this mail late. Do you feel like if
That's Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Do you feel like if most of them swayed Trump's way, do you think the people who are on Trump's side now would have an issue with it?
Well, and here's to go back to that. They're actually challenging. So when Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled that they would accept the votes after the election.
Because Texas did too.
Texas was purple, bro. I was kind of scared. I'm just saying.
I think it was today or yesterday. Ted Cruz was actually pushing for the United States Supreme Court to look at the ruling that Pennsylvania did for the elections after, or the votes after the election was over, and found that they actually legally can't do that.
You can't accept mail-in votes from people?
The state cannot change their ruling mid election cycle.
I thought they did it before what do you mean mid-election cycle?
Because I thought it was 4 days before or something, and they said, "Oh, you guys can do this, this, and this," and they made a whole bunch of new exceptions, like literally 4 days before the election.
But you're going through a pandemic though, so it's tough. Most people don't want to get out. So how does?
Well, we were going through a pandemic, knowing that election was coming up since like March.
Right, but they didn't know how they were going to handle it. So maybe taking all that time until you figured it out.
Nah, they talked about doing the mail-in vote in the summertime.
Well, Texas already had it set up, right? But Philadelphia didn't, or Pennsylvania didn't. I'm sorry.
So.
I just think it's messed up to say that it's not right to say that your vote or my vote or his vote don't count because we don't want to leave because we're too scared to like go out and polling votes when there's going to be like tons of people.
But that's not what they're saying. They're not saying that at all. What they're saying is we don't care. We want the votes to be real. We just want you to make sure that they are real. Why are you doing all this sus stuff like destroying envelopes?
Getting them late, how was that?
I'm not talking about okay, getting them late. All right, cool. Well, technically that's past the deadline. We're not even going to go there. We can just backtrack. Why are you destroying the envelopes to match to see if this person is there? Why are you not?
But they haven't proved that no one destroyed envelopes though.
Yeah, they have.
I haven't seen anything that says that 100% fact that they were destroying envelopes. I saw that they said that they were destroying ones that had anomalies or whatever. But that was some that voted Trump and voted Biden.
Put it like this. Then where are the envelopes?
I don't know. Where are any of the votes? They're in a database or stored somewhere. I don't know.
No. So
on a server overseas.
Yeah. Possibly. Yeah. Which that means none of the votes should count then, right? Because of the executive order.
But hey, we're not even there yet. But so it's more of like, I think at the end of the day, I think people should look at it like this. How can you argue for certain things that you want to listen to science for, right? So I'm going to do the comparison of COVID. I'm not going to say if COVID's real or fake. I'm just saying all the left, all the Democrats were saying, we need to listen to science. We need to listen to science. And they're talking about Dr. Fauci and whatnot, right? That's all they were pushing for, right? So now you have another situation where you have all the statisticians, all the cybersecurity, literally the experts, PhD, MIT is literally the smartest school in the whole world, okay? These people are going to MIT. They teach at MIT. They're coming out saying, yeah, this is not possible. Like, hey, I'm letting you know that I'm literally one of the smartest people in the world, and this is not possible.
What's not possible?
For you to have 120,000 votes all go for Biden, and only 2,000 of those go to Trump.
How is that not possible?
See, we had this talk at work.
It's statistically impossible.
Yeah.
And then
How is that statistically impossible?
Because you're literally saying out of 120,000 people, only 2,000 people like Trump.
Well, that's how stuff works.
No. I'll put it like this. Okay, think about it this way. How could all the polls literally show 50-50, but then when you have a batch of 120,000, it's not 50-50?
Because they haven't counted that batch yet.
No, they did count the batch. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know.
So, but you're asking, hey, what do you think about these Trump supporters thinking about this? And I'm just breaking it down for you, like, hey, these are all the things that they're talking about. So for me, I'm not saying like this is right or this is wrong. It's just saying, well, why don't you not even want to look into it? Why don't you want to just...
Yeah, I would definitely want it to be looked into.
Why is it not a flag that 105% voted, but there's only 100% registered? Is that not a...
That is a flag that needs to be looked at for sure.
Oh, that's all we're talking. I mean, that's all they're talking about.
Yeah, but when you say...
what the Trump team is doing right now is they're wanting people to look at it and say, look, this is... And they're not necessarily going after fraud. You hear Trump say that a lot, and that's where you come in with the 4D chess.
Well, that's just because
they're actually looking at the improprieties.
Yeah, and that's like I said again, he doesn't know how to speak. So if he spoke better, maybe. But my thing is though, the point that y'all just made about
he's trying to push back towards woke.
The point that you just brought up about the fact that these votes can't be this way if there's 120,000 and MIT said that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't add up because you can literally have so many sway a certain way and not have to have only 2,000 or 3,000. If all 5 of us in this room right now voted and we all voted for the same person, is that not possible? Is that not possible?
But
there's a difference between possible and unlikely.
But
I know, but you just his words were that's not possible. The MIT person said this is not possible. So that's where I'm saying that's not.
Okay,
it is very possible for 100,000 people to vote one way and only 2,000 votes.
So you're saying that you got a box of ballots and the whole entire box is one vote. You're saying that's possible.
That is very possible. It is possible. It's highly unlikely.
I mean, I feel like if I had my computer right now, I'm pretty sure I could do the math.
I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what math, because that's going off of past data probably. Like, okay, well, this person voted this way before. Because how can you take 100,000 people who, let's say, for instance, just like a certain person, and then you're just like, okay, well, pick. Which one do you like more? And then they're like, oh, we all like this person. I mean, that can happen. 100,000 people can like this person and not like this person.
Okay, I can let you know why it's not possible.
Okay, tell me how it's not possible.
You know what a coin is, right?
I do.
And it has a head and a tails on there?
Yeah.
So could you flip a coin 100,000 times and it land on heads every single time?
That's not the same thing at all.
Well, it is the same thing. No. I'm trying to explain to you why it is.
Okay.
If it literally says 49%, 47%, that's pretty much saying 50-50. Okay? So it's literally saying half the country voted for Biden, the other half voted for Donald Trump in every single scenario. So that means that pattern should play itself out in any little thing that you look at. It should always be almost 50-50 if that's what the overall number is saying. So how could you have multiple anomalies where it's like 300,000 all Biden? 120,000 all Biden. 600,000 one box all Biden.
Where are you getting the scenario that it should be always 50-50 or close to 50-50?
Polling.
The polling literally says.
But as we know from the last election between Trump and Hillary, polling said that Hillary was winning and then Trump wound up winning.
We're not talking about predicting polling. We're talking about the actual results. Like, so they say the actual results is Biden won by like 1.7%.
Yeah. So when you look
at how could you have 120 votes and they're all Biden, but he only won by 1.7%?
That's literally in Pennsylvania only. He only won by 1.7%.
No, overall, nationwide, he won by 1.7% or less than 50. It's literally almost 50-50. Okay, so if you're saying the whole entire country is literally split right down the middle,
but they also said that the vote turnout for this one was like a record-breaking. More people voted this time around than what they did.
But that doesn't
in past history
that doesn't
at all.
Change the argument.
But my thing is, you're trying to say that okay, you flip a coin 50 times and it's either going to land on heads or tails this way, but that is by chance. Me picking someone is not by chance. That's me making a decision, smart decision. That's not flipping a coin unless you're just a person who flips a coin and picks a pick.
Cleburne, Texas is roughly, I think, about 36,000 people. theoretically, what you're saying is every single person in that town could vote for Biden. Not one person would vote for Trump.
It is very possible for that to happen.
It's because he said Cleveland.
It's very.
That's the only reason why you're saying
Well,
that.
I like the size of Cleveland. That's why I brought that up.
I'm
was
just
closer.
saying. You're saying that it's not possible. I'm saying that it's possible. But the likelihood of it happening to be that way is very small.
So you're playing
is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if the MIT person who's this super smart person says that it's not possible, I mean, that just doesn't add up because it's very possible.
Okay, sorry. When we say not possible, or the word not possible in the math term, there's a margin of error. Okay.
For the record, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know you are. It's cool. Sorry. But there's a margin of error. Okay. And so what we're saying is that this does not fall in the margin of error for 120 votes to be one way.
One way.
That's it. That's all they're saying. They're saying, hey,
mathematically and logically, it just doesn't make sense.
Or,
I mean, well, they're gonna look into it. I mean, he has all the
allegedly.
lawsuits and stuff. So I mean,
they really don't even want to.
Who is they?
Exactly.
So I mean, I'm just saying, who's not? I mean, his side's looking into it, right? He has the power right now. So,
but the elected officials don't want to accept it.
What elected officials don't want to accept that
At
he
the
lost
state-
or
at the
that he
state-
won?
No, at the state levels, they don't even want to accept his arguments. They don't want to take it to court. They're just like, nope, we heard what you said. We don't care that you
You're
have
talking
all
about the
this.
people who did the electoral voting, like they actually put in the stamp saying that this is who won Biden, or who?
No. Okay, so the way that it works is that you have to go to the state's court system first. So all these little media interviews they're doing, they're actually talking to the state officials that would judge this,
Right.
And they don't want to accept the cases. And they're literally coming with like gang load of data. Like, hey, look at this over here. You see all this weird stuff? Where are all these USB cards? Why are they disappeared? Hey, why was all these machines connected to the internet? Why was all this traffic going through all these machines? Hey, why were all the windows blacked out? Why were all the Republicans kicked out? All the poll washers kicked out? Why did all these literally like just so many things where it's just like, all right, dude, yeah, you got enough what ifs, you got enough like questions, you have enough information to say, yeah, we should probably look into this. And they're like, nope.
So what would you say to the argument of people saying the same thing basically for Hillary last election, whenever a lot of like certain people didn't get to vote, like certain people of color were not allowed into polling areas and certain like that and stuff like that? What would be your excuse there? How come they didn't look into that?
Because they thought Hillary was going to win.
But a lot of them just got turned away though. They weren't able to look, you know what I'm saying? They weren't able to actually go vote. A lot of places were like, no, we're closed, you can't come in. Or a lot of places were like turning people away.
Are you talking about in certain small town rural areas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the wink.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it could be said the same thing.
I know, but my thing is like, you're not getting this same argument back then as huge as it is now. They just accepted it, I guess. Are you saying that because Trump don't want to accept it?
They didn't accept it, man. There's so much,
bro. You don't hear.
So
The only thing you hear from are like certain mouthpieces that will say, "Oh, this and this happened," but obviously they accepted it. There was no wait. There was no, "Oh, we're gonna go through all these votes and go through all these lawsuits and all that stuff."
Okay, so
although I'm for the side of justice though, so if there was definitely fraud, I want it to be looked into.
I don't know how much of connecting the dots you want to go with tonight. Like, I don't know, like, where you want to go with this, because there's just too much information where I can say, hey, you need to go look into it for yourself. And it's right in front of your face. So it's like, at this point, it's almost common knowledge. Common knowledge means there's multiple sources saying the same thing, and it's factual, right? It's common knowledge that Hillary Clinton did a whole bunch of shady stuff. All right? It's common knowledge that she had her own private government network outside of the other government. So a lot of things that were going on after the election was really just Hillary Clinton going, that's cool. I'm still in control. I'm going to make your presidency just horrible. So the whole Russiagate, or getting all these people caught up in all these weird lawsuits, all these people going to jail.
I mean, they had certain things that were factual, like with them talking to Russia, but I don't know if anything was like proven that he had any interference.
They actually proved that it was Hillary Clinton who got the information from Russia, and it was like made up. It was literally a made up document, and they just went with it. Like it's proven, it's
They
factual.
had certain
FBI
things,
proved
certain-
it.
Yeah,
No, there's
this
certain
came out-
FBI.
This came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, FBI.
Oh, maybe I missed
FBI
this.
and-
My news wasn't from recent. It was from.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool.
What it was is once all the stuff came out about her emails and all that, she basically did the whole Russiagate thing to take the heat and focus off
off
of
her emails.
Look
I
over
thought she
here.
was already saying that before that. Because she was on. Remember when they were on stage arguing? She was like, he takes certain support from certain foreign people. She was trying to do a like secret slide diss,
Bro,
sneak diss, as the kids would say.
Well, yeah, because her emails came out
21.
right before they started doing all. Because your presidential debates and stuff like that usually happen about 2 months
Around
before
right
the
before.
election.
So you might be right. I don't know.
But it's cool. It's cool. We don't care. We'll just see. I'm just sitting here waiting to see.
The other thing about that too, I think it was Hillary Clinton was just a despised candidate.
Yeah, no, I really didn't care
There
for
were
either
so
one at
many
the time
people
either.
on both sides of the spectrum that just did
Didn't
not
care.
like Hillary Clinton.
And they were just over like your typical
She was the female
politician.
Donald Trump.
They were over your well, she was in a sense, but she was like your typical politician, and that's why
Scorched.
Trump wasn't.
Scorched.
So they were like,
Dude, scorched, man. People's bitter. Yeah, no one wanted to deal with that.
nope.
That's why she didn't run for a second time.
Right.
This time, there's no way she would have gotten the support, even from the Democratic Party. They didn't want to support her on.
I wonder if Bernie would have got the actual support instead of Joe Biden out of nowhere. Like that shocked me that Joe Biden just. I literally didn't even know he was running.
Party does,
And then he
Bernie
just-
wrong.
Yeah,
And then he
Bernie
just
won
showed up.
twice, man. Bernie won twice, but I'm glad he didn't because we would have been living in a super socialism world right now, man.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah, free everything, universal everything. Andrew
I don't-
Yang,
I don't think- I don't
I would
think
actually like Andrew Yang. I'm just saying.
He's free shit too.
Hey.
Like, he wants to give you $1,000 every.
What am I doing with $1,000, man?
I'm just saying he just wants to give up money.
It-
I don't know if that would work.
Everything
I'd
just
take it.
goes
Don't
up.
get me wrong.
Everything
Andrew,
goes up
pay me.
respectively. It's fake. There's no point in getting 1,000.
Yeah, all this paper money is fake. It's not backed by anything real.
U.S. military.
Still,
Yeah.
but shit, I don't know. Y'all laid some heavy stuff down for the viewers
You
today.
know, this all just came from Kanye too, right?
Hey, Kanye changed the world.
Yeah.
I like some of what Kanye says. I'd like to see his stance on a lot of different stuff because I haven't looked into it, but it doesn't seem like it would be that bad to me.
Do you know he hears in color?
Actually, I remember that documentary he had on MTV where he sees art and he says everything looks like a beat to him. So like he'll see like he's looking at a painting and he's like, how do you see this painting to the lady, or was it a guy? I don't remember. And she was like, oh, I see like background of a city or something like that. And he's like, not me, I hear boom boom and he's like just showed her. I was like, oh, that's pretty damn dope.
He has a dope interview with Zane Lowe, and like it was funny because Zane Lowe didn't even acknowledge what he said because so I guess this is the argument where you could say Kanye is crazy. He actually has a disease or a
Mental illness or
we'll just say disability. Special impairment, but it's pretty much did you ever watch Empire?
yeah.
You remember that episode where Lucius got like, I don't know if it was where he got blown up and then anyway.
I didn't get that far.
That's
After
cool,
the
that's
first
cool.
season, it got trashed.
Yeah.
So-
All right. Well, so there's this episode where Lucius was like he got blown up and then he started like seeing music, but it was in color. So he could create music based off of the color spectrum. And so Kanye actually has that. So that actually was a nod to Kanye, but I don't think no one really caught it.
I never knew that.
Yeah, he talks about it maybe like on 3 interviews, but I think only on the 3rd interview someone really goes, "Oh, okay, you do." I forgot what it's called. We might have to look
interesting.
it up. Yeah. That's why he's able to create all this crazy music. It's because he sees it. So it's not like he's like, "Oh, A, B, C, chord this, chord that." He's literally painting a masterpiece via music.
That's actually pretty damn dope. I didn't know that.
And that's why I would vote for Kanye.
I mean, I don't know if I would vote for Kanye. I've said I would just kind of in jest, but I don't know. It'd just be depending on who he ran against. I mean, I don't vote for presidents anyway. Like I said, it's all just your local officials for me.
It's all good. It's all good.
But if I saw Kanye in there, I liked Kanye. You know, I've always been a big Kanye fan. So
That's why I was surprised. I was like, why wouldn't you not jump on this? I remember that one time, and you told me this story. You invited me to go too, and I was like, man, I wish I would have went after you told me the story. So you told me a story, and it was either November or December, like around this time. It's when he had the was it the Yeezus album?
The Yeezus one?
Yeah, and it was like snowing
Yeah,
outside.
I went to that concert.
And you're like, dude, no one was there. And you know what he did? He told everyone to come down. And I was like, what? You said it was lit. It was live, man. You said it was.
It was literally probably still to this day. That's probably my favorite concert I've ever went to was the Yeezus concert.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
a lot of praise.
It was great.
I would say so. I did get to go see my first Kanye and only Kanye, and I was very lucky because it was the concert right before he went to SAC and went crazy. Yeah. So I saw the Life of Pablo.
That was a good concert too.
Yeah, where he's on the floating stage.
I went to that one too.
Yeah, that was what?
Yeah, I went there.
You didn't hit me up?
Did you go to the one here?
Yeah, I went to the one here.
Okay, because I know a lot of people went to the one that was in Houston.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, Houston.
You ain't hit me up and you went.
Yeah,
don't try to put the blame
hey,
on me.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
See that, America?
Huh? Nah, but I would say that my favorite concert that I did go see was 21 Pilots.
Who is 21 Pilots?
What? Man.
He doesn't listen to a lot of rock.
You are sleeping. I
listen to
promise
some.
you were sleeping. These dudes they're like, I saw the most amazing feats of music tree. Like, I don't think that's a word, but the whole point is like, they're just so talented. They're so interactive with their fans. The drummer.
Oh, I love that.
So it's 3 people, but it's really only 2 because I think they have like a EDM DJ dude in the back that does a lot of the synth sounds and whatnot. So you have the lead singer and you have the drummer. The drummer at one point in the show had a platform drum, got the crowd to crowd surf his drum set while he's playing the drums for a song. And I was like, whoa, but it gets better. So then they had this 3D curtain, like imagine like these strings, like a cube that comes down from the like curtains that come down from the ceiling, right?
How much this show cost?
I don't know. I got to go see it for free, so it's all good.
No, I mean I wonder how much it cost them
to
like do it.
It's probably less than Kanye's shows.
Oh no, Kanye said when he went on Joe Rogan, he's like, it really didn't cost me shit to do any of this.
All right, cool. Well, there you go. Well, so back to this curtain part though. So they got this. They had these curtains come down, and it was a projector, and it was a 3D projector, and they start singing in clouds. Like literally, you saw the clouds, 3D, and they're singing inside of it.
That's crazy.
It was the dopest, most livest, artistic
concert you've been to?
Concert I've ever been to, and I was like, man, this takes the cake. It was really that good.
I really liked Travis Scott concert too. Oh, and Lupe's. They're all up there right there from like 1A through 1C, and I just don't know who. Lupe Fiasco. You don't remember that guy?
Kick Push.
And
that song.
Actually, this was
the second album.
No, it was the first one, I think, because it had a super.
Laser.
No, it would have been that was his third album. His second one was the Death of the Cool, or Be Cool or something like that. But it was like,
oh yeah.
But it had like Superstar on it.
I'm not gonna sing for you guys, but I know that song.
Yeah, but that was my album right there, and that concert was fire. I saw it at UTA when I was at UTA. So.
UTA put a whole bunch of people on, man. They had ASAP, they had Drake, they had
when they opened up that new
Kendrick Lamar.
Yep, Kendrick. So no one knew who Kendrick or ASAP was when Drake first came down there. It was headlines, and everyone thought that was there, and they had Kendrick and ASAP on there, and I was like rapping the songs.
That was comeback season, right? Or right after comeback season?
No, that was his second album when he came there. When he had headlines on there, I think that was Take Care.
Take Care.
One of those, yeah.
But the Houston, Atlanta, Vegas one.
No, that was his Houston, Atlanta, Vegas came off of his mixtape.
Oh.
So he had the mixtape, and then he had the first album had that like It's Over or something. I don't know, man. I think it was Take Care though, because that was like the best album. Because he had the one with Rick Ross and the Hell Yeah, Fucking Right.
Oh yeah.
And he had that song with Marvin's Room had Kendrick Lamar on it. So I'm pretty sure that was Take Care.
No, that was not Take Care.
No,
man.
what's that?
Take Care is like number 4 or 5, bro.
What was the second one?
About? I thought it was comeback season. But I thought it was his first, because I'm
gonna look it up, man.
I thought comeback season was his mixtape official first album, and then it was like the album right after that.
I'm gonna look it up, brother.
All right, cool. You can go do that.
I'm gonna see.
Power of
damn it, this shit got me on flow right. I want to look at Drake.
Power of DuckDuckGo. That's the search engine I use, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna find it by just looking at the albums because I'm gonna know the album cover.
Oh, okay.
It was Take Care, bro. Because Thank Me Later was his first album, and Take Care, yeah, it came out in 2011.
So wait, Thank Me Later was his first album?
Yeah, his first official studio album. Other than
Then it's
that,
that album.
there was always
Then it would have to be that album.
nah, look, this got The Real Hurt, Hell Yeah, Fucking Right. It's got all this shit on here.
That came out of UTA?
We'll Be Fine, Buried Alive. Yeah, I think this is the one in Marvin's Room. Yeah, this is the one that was at UTA.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Is that one there where I started drinking and driving?
probably that's where you was drinking and driving. Yeah, because no, Thank Me Later got the song with Alicia Keys, Fireworks, Over, and Miss Me or something like that with Lil Wayne.
Oh, wait, you went to UTA?
For a little bit, yeah.
Oh, me too.
See, there we
All
go.
right, cool.
All right, brother, see?
All right, yeah.
But anyway, sorry, brother Zach.
Oh, you're good.
Nah, yeah, take care.
All right.
Let's see, what else was you talking about that you wanted to get into? What was that? You text me something, man. Something about
I'm nervous right now.
I'm trying to remember what you wanted to say. It's something about semen retention or nut retention or something like that. You brought up, and you were like wanting to talk about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you think it helps you think better or what?
All right. So, YouTube is a rabbit hole.
YouTube is a very big rabbit
All right.
hole.
That's how we're going to start off with this. Okay.
Okay.
And it's a lot harder to make it one of those rabbit holes. Like you remember back in the day, you watch one video and then you start watching Charlie the Unicorn. Like, it's not like that no more. They keep you on the path, right?
Get deeper into the subject. You're
Exactly.
Yep.
So when you I was just looking at some videos. I look at a lot of just different strategies. I look at a lot of Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
Okay, he's a philosopher. Dude's Canadian. He's a nice guy.
12 rules for life.
Hey, all right, yeah. So I watch a lot of him, and it kind of just kind of progresses from there. So eventually, we were just talking about being stoic. So that was the next level of the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Being stoic is awesome. I would encourage everyone to practice this.
And what's being stoic?
You know the book called The Art of Not Giving a Fuck?
I have not heard of this book.
Well, it's a female inspired book. It's really for women. Okay. On it, there's no like cutting quarters around it.
Is
It's
this
really
like
for
the Kevin
chicks.
Hart, I don't give a fuck stand up?
But with less energy, because Kevin Hart has way too much. He has way too much energy. Like it's literally just like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah,
Monotone.
oh yeah, all right. That's how you
Have you ever
feel.
watched any Jordan Peterson stuff?
I have.
You will be enlightened.
I've seen quite a bit of Jordan Peterson. I loved him on Joe Rogan's podcast too.
Yeah, no, and he's a very articulate guy like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. So I was watching him, and then somehow I ended up on just things to help you be more disciplined. All right. That's how we're going to phrase it. All right.
Okay.
Cool. So some of the things that it talks about being more disciplined is like giving up habits. So this goes with the whole stoic approach too, which is giving up pretty much everything. Like when you're a stoic, you're sleeping on the floor just to be like, I don't have a bed. I'm not comfortable. Or you take cold showers.
Which are actually really good for you. I do that from time to time.
Yes, health-wise, excellent thing. People, you should probably look into
Yep.
that, right?
I actually do.
So these are all the things that they're talking about. If you want to get more disciplined, if you want to like, because I'm over here trying to like, okay, I need to hit my goals. Like this is like I told you, before we got on the air, like my whole mission for the last couple of years is just like, hey, try and be international CEO of like a huge corporation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just looking up of like all the stuff. I'm watching ALUX, I'm watching all these things. Like, okay, how can I be better? Reading books. So sperm retention.
Yep. It's okay. You
Sperm,
can
not
laugh.
semen. That's the difference.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Sperm retention.
Sperm
I
retention
apologize.
just means that you're not making yourself happy. We'll put it that way. All right.
Giving into desire.
Yeah, giving into desire. And it has a lot of good benefits. Actually, my boy that I met, his name's Abdul. Shout out to him.
Okay.
He's also a fellow SMU guy too. So hey, plug. All right. So anyway,
No, I'm just, shout out SMU.
yeah, he was telling me about it. He was like, hey man, if you want to feel like you have more energy, you want to feel like you can think clearer. You want to because he's talking about nutrients, and apparently your sperm has nutrients in it.
I would only throw an argument out in that though. You know what I'm gonna say?
No, I don't know what you're gonna say.
So I was gonna say, first of all, can you stop messing up my wall, please?
Maybe you should have nailed it down, bro.
I should have nailed it down. My fault.
It's all good. It's all good.
We have this issue with every guest.
Here, I'm gonna scoot over.
At
Let's
some
scoot over.
point, we
Here, I'm gonna
will
scoot up to the
anchor that
desk.
down.
Here we go.
Funny thing too about we have this issue with everyone. Also, there has still yet to be not one person that came on this show and has not worn a hat. I don't know what the hell it is,
I'll tell you what it is, guys.
but
we're in our 30s.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. But
How old are you, Leon?
I am 32.
Okay, life is different when you're 32, right?
It's kind of same.
Nothing's different. You don't feel any different. Look any different?
Nah,
I
probably.
know once I hit 30, I put on weight and started losing hair.
Huh?
I mean, I was already fat. Then I lost weight and I gained it back. But that was way before I was 30.
Oh, okay. What about the hair game? You good with the hair game up top?
My hair game's always been terrible. It's because I got hit with I got hit with bats in my head all the time. So my hair was always regenerating.
Well, hat. There you go. All right.
I'm a now wear.
Jason.
Toboggan.
Yep.
Toboggan.
I'm gonna make sure that my head is freshly shaved on one of these episodes and not wear a hat. But it's probably gonna shine really good on these lights.
We just wax it, bro. Look like Xavier off of X-Men.
No, my argument to the you think better is I feel like after you bust a nut you think better.
You have realizations.
See what I'm saying?
You called it the post-nut clarity.
It's called post nut clarity, baby, and that is a real thing. I feel like.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. What was her name?
Well, see, yeah, clarity. Maybe I shouldn't have did that. You know?
Yeah,
See?
no, it's totally. And then you go get something to eat right after that, right?
Right, and you're like, okay, yeah. See, I made the right decision. So you bust that nut, and then you go, should I invest this money into this market? And then you bust your nut, and you're like, no. And then it turns out you were right.
I'm going to try that next time.
Do it, and if you succeed, we'll give you back on this show, and then we'll be like, how much did you make? And then you owe me 25%.
$25. Okay, sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
How about we go plug Lisa's Chicken down the street,
Okay,
get a box, I'll bring it over.
works.
Bam, right there. $10, not 25. See?
See how you be trying to hustle?
It's in my blood.
I love it.
Yeah, no, but no, for real. So, I mean, yes, I think both works, but at the same time, I think the post-nut clarity happens for the same exact reason that sperm retention works as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it?
Wait, which one?
Yeah,
Both. Fuck it. Either way.
I mean, I think everyone tries it at some point without them knowing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, have you gone a long period on the sperm retention thing?
Well, I mean,
And then-
if you want to kind of like get into, there's a book that came out, about 2,000 years ago, and it talks about all the same exact stuff. And apparently it was right. Just saying. There are books, okay? If you don't want to go with one book,
you got multiples there.
you got multiple books that came out a couple thousand years ago that talk about the same exact thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, if you're Muslim, it's the what?
The Quran.
Quran talks about the same thing, right?
Right.
If you're Christian, it's the Bible.
The Bible.
And it talks about the same thing.
Mm.
If you're Jewish, it talks about the same thing.
The Torah.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, brother.
And that's all as far I'm gonna go. I don't know about Buddhism. I think it's
That'd be the 7 pillars.
okay, but you're also supposed to give it up too. Like pretty much every major religion talks about the same exact stuff, which is not giving into materialistic temptation and all this other stuff, and how it clears your brain up. So I mean, hey, they were onto something, and there's a reason why it's still around. So yes, I have tried it.
But once you're married, it's no problem doing it. Then at that point,
is that by choice?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, sometimes women will be like, "You ain't getting none." So I don't know. But I'm just
then all of a sudden this clarity happens over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Then you
Why
become
am I
wiser.
here?
I've never been so productive in my life.
Why am I in a different room? All these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's I think when you're married, you might just practice the sperm retention a whole lot more. Whole lot
see that.
more.
I can see that.
Unless it's in the prenup. Just saying. I think everyone should do a prenup, by the way. I think this is just smart moves just for life. Reason being is it's not that you're planning for divorce, but you're just setting expectation if it does happen.
To protect yourself.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with protection, right?
No. You got to
Teach
learn
his
it
own.
sometimes, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Exactly.
Teach his own. You were talking about wealth creation.
Yeah.
So what do you define as wealth creation?
Not buying dumb shit.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna start off right there.
Not buying shit you don't necessarily need.
Yeah, like most of the stuff we have, we don't really need, right? That goes back to being stoic.
Mm-hmm.
It all is full circle. So, wealth creation really comes with the education of. It's not about being the rat race. I mean, I was talking to my cousin before I walked up over here, and we was just talking about how dudes are clout chasing on IG right now. First, it was just the chicks, and it's, you're always trying to, show how many bands I have, how much money I got, what kind of bag I got, what kind of car I got.
That's been around for a long time.
Exactly.
A long time.
But do you know who doesn't do that?
Who?
Really rich people.
Oh no, I know some rich people that still do it.
Sorry, wealthy people.
Yeah. So
Old money.
Would you consider Kanye wealthy though?
And does he flash now?
He definitely flashes certain shoe items that he's trying to sell.
Oh, but it's making
So-
him money though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's different. It's different.
I'm saying he still flashes.
it's kind of funny because I've actually followed YouTube. I'm big into falling down rabbit holes on YouTube.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you heard of a guy named Dave Ramsey?
Dave Ramsey.
Yes.
Talk about him. Let me see.
Okay.
He has a radio station.
Yes. He comes from a Christian background,
Mm-hmm.
but he literally just speaks on money issues,
Mm-hmm.
but he applies biblical principles to it.
Okay.
So basically, it starts off, one of the first things is don't buy dumb shit you don't need.
Mm-hmm.
But I was listening to him, and one of the things he said that just kind of blew my mind was like, if you're an idiot, you're a loser. You make, let's say, $15 an hour. You never get a raise for the rest of your life. If you saved $100, I think it was 100, and I may misquote this. I think it was $100 a month, and just put into a Roth IRA that averages 12%. Not saying every year it's 12%. It could be negative. One year it could be really big. Just averages 12%. You would retire a millionaire. That's if, in his words, you're a loser and you never made more than $15 an hour.
My thing with that though is certain religions also will tell you that you can't deal with interest. So,
Well, that's his whole thing. Don't be in debt. The only thing he said you should ever be in debt for is a house.
and that's what I've always lived by. And now I have a house, and that is the only thing I have debt in.
And that's,
Congratulations, sir, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you by that.
because the number one thing, he's like, he's been a millionaire, not been a millionaire. So he was wealthy and lost everything, and then became even more wealthy than what he was before. And it literally just started with not being in debt. He owns no credit cards. He has a debit card. He uses that. Never gets in debt. Doesn't buy dumb shit he doesn't need. And he just lives by these principles, and he's wealthy.
So you don't. So when you say dumb shit you don't need, I mean obviously people still want stuff.
He actually
You just have
goes
to
through,
weigh it out.
He actually goes through what's called I watched this video as a young couple called Dave Ramsey Ruined My Life was the name of their video. And it literally, all it was
Troll.
yeah, it's all it was. It was to get you to watch the
The
video.
clout chasers.
Clickbait.
Because
Clout chasers.
what it was is they were in debt, and so they literally sold everything. Because he has what he calls his baby steps. The first step is to build an emergency
I
fund.
have heard of this guy now that you just said that.
He
I know
made
that now.
the first step is to build an emergency fund of $1,000. So they sold their TV, they sold whatever they could to get $1,000. Then from there, it was start paying off your debt, and by a snowball method, which means you pay off your smallest debt first, not
And
the
it
one with the
snowballs into
highest
big.
interest. Because when it comes to debt, once you pay off the smallest one, you see that growth. You're like, oh, I did this, I can do this.
I know exactly what you're talking about now that you're saying that.
And it just keeps going. And they said after about 3-4 months, they said they couldn't go to people's birthday parties because they didn't have the money to spend because they were just really scripting
it's real.
and saving.
It's real.
And then they did another video later on where they were further along and they were like, we're the happiest we've ever been. Now we have money to do stuff. We're not in debt. It was eye-opening. Watching it was eye-opening.
So, and it's really just, it's stages. So like the first stage is that if you just want to say the David Ramsey stage, right? Like you got to put the foundation in. And so I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I remember there was times where when I was at one of my previous jobs, making tons of money, but didn't have no money. And do you know that most people in America don't have $1,000 in their bank account right now?
That's crazy, but yeah.
That's like, it's just true statement.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really just, America got to the point where they're working to live off of credit.
Yep.
So credit used to be it used to be a tool. Like, so all the smart, rich people, they use credit to have access to capital. And then that access to capital lets you to go invest and make more money.
Mm-hmm.
But then the way that most Americans do it,
They do it to buy dumb shit.
they just buy, oh, I need to get that truck, honey. Oh, I need that new boat. Oh, let me go get that 42 footer. Like, just stupid stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they just over here, oh, let's go get some ATV. You know what the new one is right now? Them what they call UTVs.
What is that?
You know the
ultra high def.
yeah, they're like kind of like, it looks like a 4-wheeler. Like, it looks very aggressive, but you sit in it.
Oh.
It's
Oh, I
an
know
aggressive
what
looking
you're
golf
talking about,
cart.
what you're talking about,
That's what it is. Off-road golf cart, super aggressive. I don't know what's called. I think it's called a UTV. I don't know.
They go and like drive in the sand dunes with those all the
Yeah,
time
they do.
and shit
It's
like
family fun.
that. Yeah.
It's a death trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's what they're doing now, is just so they can, that's how they live. And so they don't realize that they're doing it backwards, because if they just switched it around, like, say you just sucked it up for a year is nothing if you really think about it.
It
Like,
isn't. Yeah.
2020 went by like that.
It really did.
Yeah. And it sucked.
It
So-
sucked and it went by quick.
Exactly. So imagine if you just didn't spend money and save. Like, I think a lot of people, if they were smart, they should have got out of debt during
That's what-
COVID, because you ain't going to the restaurants. But Uber Eats made sure they were still there. Grubhub made you still there, right? But you ain't going out to restaurants. You're not clout chasing, going to clubs, going to bars.
Doing none of that craziness, spending
Exactly.
$200, $300 a night on drinking.
Exactly.
So that's a problem I never had to worry about.
So that's the first step about wealth creation. So my sister, she's actually a financial planner advisor. Like, I think she just finished up getting all her license and stuff. She's from New York.
Congrats to her.
And yeah,
Absolutely.
Shout out. Her name's Danae Hannah. You can follow her on LinkedIn, guys.
Please do.
All right.
Go follow her.
Yes. So
That's $50 for every follow.
yeah. So after that planning, you want to do the investment parts. The investment parts could be simple as just doing a stock, doing a Roth ROA, a 401k, like anything that's just simple, like non-brain thinking type, moves.
Just throw it in there and let it grow.
Yeah, exactly.
kind of
Like,
thing.
hey, just instead of go buying a cheeseburger, put that $10 over there.
Yep.
It's literally that simple.
Yep.
And you just keep doing that over and over time. So then you want to create all these different avenues for wealth. So then, when you have more money, you want to go buy real estate. You can go buy a investment property. And like, the whole game with the investment properties is people are paying your mortgage for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the equity, depending on the time of the decade, is either going to grow or you're going to break even. But you're going to have a piece of property that's going to be worth some money.
That's going to make money for you.
And then even if the equity is not there, you have the people paying your note. So technically the equity is there. You got it for almost free. Just like stuff like that. But people don't even they worried about buying a PS5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
A PS5.
I'm one of those people. I do want one, but I ain't going crazy. If I can't get it, I ain't spending no $1,000 for it. I want y'all to know that right now.
So, I mean, this is just just some of the things that people, I think everybody should do that. Like,
people buying bags for like $5,000 and crazy.
you're
crap.
dumb. I know some friends that have $15,000.
I mean,
purses.
if you got it, Well,
and Dave Ramsey
But-
actually brought that up. He bought his wife a $5,000 purse, and he was like, "Never in my life would I ever thought I'd do that." He's like, "I'm multimillionaire at this point. A $5,000 purse means
nothing. Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you got it, okay, but it's
most people don't got it though.
One of the things
Yeah.
that he said that stuck with me was, when you're in debt, you're a slave.
you are, because you
And-
got to constantly keep working to get out of that debt. Like, remember when I told you? I'll never forget this. It was a day you ordered food and you didn't want to go back up there to get it recooked because it was dead. And I was like, no, bro, you worked 2 hours to buy this. That's how you got to look at it. Like, I'm not going to work all these hours to get this food and you didn't want to return it. So I wound up doing it for you, but no way. Not going to happen. That's where my mind state is at too.
Yeah, no, my dad would be taking back fruit and vegetables back to the store.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the thing is
It's the
like,
principle.
Yeah. It's not even a principle. It's like literally like, if you work a job that you really don't like, and the fact that you work it because you got to make a living, and then you get something and it's not to the point of what you want. Like it's not even about like, oh, it was only $5. No, I had to work an hour or an hour and a half.
Then what was the point in the first place?
Exactly, to make that $10. So I'm not about to not get what I want. Sorry, just not happening.
I mean, there's so many people giving game out on the internet for free now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's people on IG talking about how you can do a delivery service. Like you can deliver packages and you don't even have to touch the package. You just need a van. Mm-hmm. You make $500 a day.
Man, I actually saw, because someone dropped a package off my house. They rented a U-Haul truck.
No, they bought it.
Oh, they bought the U-Haul truck?
Yeah, and those people make more money.
Oh, okay.
So a cargo van gets you a couple $100. A U-Haul van gets you even more money.
Yeah, dude had a U-Haul truck and just dropped the package off at my door.
Yeah.
I was a little suspicious. I was like, who the hell is the U-Haul truck just dropping packages off? But it wound up being an Amazon package. So I was like, okay.
Well, it's kind of like I was telling you about my friend that owns his own moving business.
Oh, he had U-Haul. Or you say he rented them though, right?
Yeah, he rents U-Hauls. He does not. He's never bought his own vehicle.
That's smart.
He doesn't have to carry commercial insurance because of that.
Low overhead.
It works perfect for him. And he'll do moves where, like, I think here recently he just moved someone from here to Kansas, drove it all the way up to Kansas, and then left the U-Haul there and just flew back.
That's smart.
That's smart.
Yeah.
And then you can just leave it anywhere too. You drive and leave it and then fly back. It's probably cheaper, and then they pick it up.
Buying this massive hauling vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Tons of gas.
Maintenance.
Yeah, there you go. He factors in the cost of the rental into his rates.
That's pretty damn
I'm just saying, there's so many ways to make money that if you're not making money more than one way, you're not doing it right. Exactly. Like,
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. It's just
I'm
like
right there with you.
It's just like there should be no stupid people in the world. You want to know why? Google.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
no more Bing? Bing ain't a thing no more?
Who?
I don't know.
Yeah, now get out of here with that, man.
Bing. I feel like that's an old school
It used to be.
actor.
It was
Bing Microsoft.
Crosby.
No.
Crosby. Bing Crosby?
No, man. That was an old school search engine.
I thought
Actually,
that
it
was,
came after Google.
Wait, what is Google? What's Microsoft's? I thought it was called Bing.
Microsoft is Bing.
Yeah. Microsoft is Bing.
It
Remember, it was on the
still is
Nokia,
Bing.
bro. When we worked at, yeah.
Okay,
It still is Bing.
Yeah, just they defaulted you.
I only know this because at work, every time I try to search something on our Internet Explorer at work, it goes through Bing.
I just on Bing, I will Google and then just go through
Wow.
Google through Bing.
Double step, huh?
Yeah.
I just tell Siri.
That works too.
Yeah. The internet is enabled us to become smarter than our ancestors.
But it also makes
were
you
in a lot of
lazy, and
ways.
so that's probably half the problem too, though, with people not wanting to do anything.
It can if you take it to that level. That's on the individual person.
Bro, you could.
It's like any tool. You
That's
can
your
either
boy
use
Andrew
it for good
Yang,
or
though,
bad.
right there. He wants everybody to be lazy and just collect the check.
That's Andrew Yang and Amazon together.
Yeah.
Amazon just wants you to sit at home, pay you to order stuff.
Well, that's how they make their money, so I see that.
Hey, I'm just saying. But no, like Google, you can literally learn anything in the world. You can learn how to make gourmet food. You can learn how to program a computer. You can learn how to fix a car, tie your shoe, speak another language. Like there's, I don't even know why there's school at this point, honestly. Like, what do you want to learn?
Because people don't have the focus to stay on their stuff anymore.
And when you're trying to teach someone something, if they're not like self-driven, you got to be able to put them in a place to sit there and just like, okay, this is what I'm teaching you today. You have to sit here and learn this. You have no choice, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that necessarily works either, though.
I think
the
it
will of the
does.
individual has to be strong enough that they want to learn it.
Yes, but at the
How many
same
times
time,
were you
like,
forced in school to you have to go to this class but never paid attention.
think of how illiterate the world was before they actually made people sit there and read and do stuff. They didn't want to do it, but
It was all
the
choice,
literacy
though.
rate. No, it's not. You had
It is.
bro.
Abraham Lincoln used to always, every night, he would read by candlelight to make himself smarter. That wasn't forced upon
That's
him.
cool, but are you telling me that kids nowadays want to go to school or don't want to go to school?
They don't want to go to school.
Right, and they're forced to go, and they do what? They learn, right?
How are they forced to go?
Their parents make them.
I'm so
Truancy,
lost
they
right
get
now.
fined. Parents have to
the
make them go.
latest
Well, he was saying it's will, but I'm saying that no,
is
like
will.
certain kids. I mean, if kids don't want to go to school, they just want to go, but they have to go. There's laws
Just
that
because
make
you
them
have
have
to
to
go
go.
doesn't mean you learn it.
You're forced to learn because
you're
if you
not.
don't, then you're held back.
No, they have no child left behind now.
They have that in the sense that means like after work, after school, you go to these programs to try and pass, but you still got to learn something.
I was forced to go
They
to
can still
geometry. I took geometry pre-AP. I was forced to go to that class. I failed that class. It's not because I just
When you say that, what grade were you in on that though?
I don't know.
Ninth.
No, I was older.
Was
than
it a class you had to pass to graduate?
that. Yeah, because I had to retake it
Did you wind up passing?
when it was not pre-AP. Yeah.
There you go.
That's a
You still
difference
passed the
there.
class. It's not like you were dumb
The
and
point
didn't.
is just because I was forced to go to that class doesn't mean I learned the material.
So, just to get on this education thing real quick, I think the only thing you need to learn how to do is learn how to read instructions.
Yes. And there's
And-
people who are old nowadays that don't know how to do that.
You could even take that a step further and say just read. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that-
there we go.
That infuriates me.
Oh,
by the way,
wow,
Actually,
yeah.
people who don't read.
Parents.
Just people in general, man. Just
But there, to me, having the ability to search knowledge and then having the will to actually use that is two different things.
that is two different things. But my just whole stickler was just if you are told to go somewhere and you're forced to kind of go there in a sense, you will learn even if you don't want to.
What, through osmosis? By
I mean-
happenstance? I think that's how you say it. Happenstance?
I mean, not necessarily that.
That's a good word.
I just mean, obviously, like if you have your will, like let's say a college kid, for instance, right? I don't want to go to college, regardless if he has the money or not, and then they just stay home and don't want to learn anything. They're not going to progress. But if there's like a high school kid who has to go to school, or you drop out, or let's say middle school, you have to go. There's no dropping out. There's nothing like that. They force you. There's truancy laws and all this kind of stuff.
I
They
mean,
force you to go.
Again, they
You're
force you
gonna
to go to
learn.
class, but
You're
not
gonna learn and pass. Well, you're gonna learn because you're gonna actually know the material to pass to.
You
to-
didn't, you
to
didn't
get
have that
out.
one guy? You didn't have that one guy in your school? I
That
had
was
that.
what?
I had at least two of those guys.
So I was a guy.
One dude was 20.
So I was not in middle school. Not in middle school. You're talking high school. And high school's different. I'm talking middle school. I'm talking about grade school, middle school.
16.
Those ones
16.
force you. 16's high school. Or at least when we
13.
were growing up.
No, I'm saying in middle school and elementary. 13
Uh-huh.
and 16.
They were forced to learn. You had to pass, or you kept, or parents kept getting fined, unless their parents can afford it. But you had to. Well, I guarantee you that person passed middle school.
I know, he graduated at some point.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
High school, you don't have to. I think you can drop out, and that's okay
You
because
can.
you can be a high school dropout. But middle school, you're forced to, and so you're gonna learn. Now, after you may forget everything because you don't give a damn. But I'm just saying, like they force you.
I don't remember anything from high school.
I remember some stuff, but it's very little.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of my English, math, history. I did take a class. It was called the Theory of Knowledge. It was
In high school,
Yeah.
damn, I didn't have that in my high school.
Where'd you go to school at?
Yeah, my shit was public.
Well, yeah, Glen Rose Public School.
That's out there.
Oh,
that's out there.
Yeah.
It was a small community, but it was.
Did you find dinosaur bones when you
Yes.
were growing up? Like real talk?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know, he worked at a nuclear power plant, by the way.
that was the last episode. You can check that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was cool. It was
What's up, Homer?
exactly what I said.
Pretty much, yeah. Glen Rose High School was pretty small, but the parents invested a lot into the school. It was one of the highest rated academic schools in Texas. But in one class they offered, and it was elective, was called Theory of Knowledge, and it was taught by one of my history teachers. But there was no book. It was literally you would walk in, you'd have a notebook, and you'd be like, "All right, today we're going to talk about the whirling dervishes, which is a religion or Buddhism, Christianity, not from a Christianity standpoint, but from a philosophical standpoint."
Okay.
So everything was just philosophical, essentially. My end of the year paper was literally creative philosophy and explain why. So it was one of the coolest classes I ever been in because there was not, you're reading this, okay, now write a report on it. It was literally, he would literally let us push the chairs out. We could lay down on the floor, sit, talk, and we just conversed. It was awesome.
Looked like you were about to say something. What do you want to say?
Nah, we're good.
Come on, man.
Yeah, go
We
ahead.
here. This is what this is.
Go ahead.
It sounds like a Montessori school.
Montessori.
Yeah.
Kind of like you're talking like monks.
Nah. So my kid goes to a Montessori school, and they like teach him how to write letters, but instead of using a pen and paper or pencil and paper, he uses glue and a finger to like trace the letter out. So it's fun and enriching and more tactile senses going on, but he's learning how to write the letter R. It just reminded me of that.
Do you like that or do you not like that?
You know me, I don't like that.
Just needed to know.
Soft. Kobe Bryant, soft, man.
Soft.
Soft. Yeah. So I don't know, like that's cool, man. Like, so you got to just do a whole bunch of cool.
That's where I learned about like the 7 pillars of Buddhism, all these different world religions. We talked a lot about that. Different like hedonism, different philosophical thought. That's all it was about. That was it. It was fantastic. I loved it.
Cool.
And I retained a lot of that more so than I did
Anything else because you just didn't care.
algebra.
I'm not saying. My argument wasn't saying that like if you go to a class and you learn it, you're gonna retain it or whatever. I'm just saying they were forced to kind of be there, kind of thing, and so they learned these things. Whether if you held on to it was your own thing. Because I mean, there's definitely a lot of classes that I loved a whole of a lot more than math or
history,
reading, or
I was always into history.
I was more so
past. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was more so world history than just like U.S. history.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so
yeah, I think there's been studies that show that men generally gravitate more to the history side of things than.
That sounds about right. Because math, I hated. I had to pass it, but I hated it.
Nah, I learned everything watching Bruce Lee. He gave me the game. He told me to be like water. I was like, what does that mean? And then I figured it out.
And then you still know how to swim.
Whoa. I was in the ocean once, man.
Yeah? You were scared?
Nah.
No?
Everybody was looking at me like, you can swim? And I was like, yes, I can. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was good times. Good times.
Can't beat it. Well, shit, I don't know, man. What other ideas you want to bounce out here? What else would you love to talk about on here?
I mean, that's really about it. I feel like I'm gonna be here again in the future, so
For sure you will be.
Yeah.
So we can get into like AI next time or some spaceships.
That's interesting.
I can talk about some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Have you watched the Elon Musk on Joe Rogan interview?
The one we was smoking, with neural.
The one where he's talking about AI and how we're basically programming AI.
Yeah. So, just a teaser. We can get into it a little bit. I actually, I'm waiting to get approved to work with his AI. It's called, his website's called OpenAI, but his AI is called GTP or GPT. Yeah, GPT. And then there's 2 and 3. So the last one is called 3. And his AI it's just amazing. Like, you literally just say, tell me how to do this, and it'll just like figure it out for you. Like, it's not, so there's different stages of AI. A lot of people don't know that. There's like the task version of AI, like that's the basic. So, like macros, if you ever played video games, you can press a button and it does a whole bunch of combos for you. That's technically like the first stage of AI.
Okay.
Then you have what you call like machine learning. And machine learning is just like you keep doing a repetitive task over and over and over again until it learns how to do it. It's like learning, it's programming itself essentially. Like there's just different stages, and then like the true AI is the one where it's like you don't really have to. It will think for itself at some point. It doesn't have to learn. It's going to be able to infer and go, oh, okay, this is what you want me to do. I want you to build me a statue that is 3 feet tall and 1 foot wide, and it's the shape of a flower, right? You didn't tell it anything else besides that. It'll make whatever flower it thinks that you want it to make, and it'll just make it without you telling it anything else. You don't have to tell it the design. You don't have to tell it like.
You think that's scary? You think that's like some Terminator kind of stuff?
Oh no, we're definitely going there.
Yeah,
definitely. But we'll save that convo for next time, because there's a lot of cool stuff, and you can just go on for hours and hours about that. So for sure.
Well, all right then. Guess we'll just end it there then, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
You want to redo the intro?
Nah, man, we're good.
My name is Justen Hanna.
Oh no, don't worry about what his name is. We're gonna put that on the thing.
My name's Justen Hanna. I'm quietly a big deal now.
Oh, he's quietly a big deal.
Yeah. The old Leon knows me as I'm a big deal.
The superstar, the stud.
Yeah, the party man. Let's throw some crazy parties with the fire dancers and but
I used to bounce for him.
Hey. It's all right.
Used to be his bouncer.
It's all right. I'm gonna have bodyguards one day. I'm gonna be the next Elon Musk.
All right, hey, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Just don't forget about the little people.
I won't.
See? That's my man's right there.
Yeah. What's this, 7 years?
It's been
8,
a while.
9?
It's probably like 8 or 9. Yeah.
9? Wow. Just
Been
like that.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, thank you, brother. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Zach, Leon,
Yep.
Jason,
Justin.
Jason.
Jason.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Behind the
yeah,
scenes.
yeah. All right.
All right, man. Ghost.
Later.
You guys like chop it, or do you just let it?
It's all live.
It's all live, man.
Whatever you said, it's all there.
Oh shit.
No, it was live.
I think I filtered myself. That was